Good day thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig TheWriter Stewart, and this is So Much to Say YouTube TV. These are my thoughts, in my voice, on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. Now, So Much to Say YouTube TV is the place that you come to learn and grow. So go ahead and hit the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button. And turn on that little bell so that you get a notification every single time that I go live or I upload something new. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Okay, so this is Clement. We met 30 years ago.
30 ans. On s'est rencontrés il y a 30 ans.
Oui, 30 ans. And an exchange program. Échanger, how do you say that?
Ouais, c'est ça, un programme d'échange, ouais.
Okay. Program.
Attention.
That's it?
Ouais.
And, but it was an exchange program when I was in high school. And he was in high school here. And he came to Baltimore first. And then later in the spring, you came in the winter.
C'est ça, exactement.
And then,
neige.
yeah, in the snow, dans la neige. It was a lot of snow. And I came here in the spring. How do I say spring?
Printemps?
Printemps.
Tu es venu au
Printemps.
printemps. Ouais.
Right. And, but we were just in this little restaurant having a drink or two.
Plutôt deux, c'est ça.
Oh, I kind of want to look in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Vintage. Hold on, I'll call y'all back. Me, my nephew, and my mom were in the bed watching TV. Mm-hmm. And my mother said, "Come on, get in, take your shoes off.
C'est ça, retire tes chaussures.
Take your shoes off. Take your shoes off." And he said we all got in the bed and we were watching TV.
C'est ça.
I don't remember that. I took him to see Malcolm X. And he said, we snuck into the movie. That definitely sounds like me. He called that a peacoat.
What?
A peacoat.
C'est pas un oiseau, peacock is a bird, no?
No. Peacoat.
Peacoat, ok. Cabon.
Pea as in legume.
Ah, un pois.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Un manteau pois.
Oui. And you call it a what?
Cabon. Cabon.
Cabot.
Cabon. Cabon.
Cabon.
Ouais.
Cabon.
Le rang.
A peacoat. Yeah, we call it a peacoat. I had one of those in college.
Yes, me too. Of course.
Yes.
I wanted to be a sailor man.
I wanted to be stylish. He was telling me that there's a big racism problem here, which I didn't realize because I was saying to him, it's so diverse. You see so many mixed couples. It's hard to believe that there's a racism problem here. And like, I've been in places in the US, like in South Carolina, where you can feel the racism.
Okay.
I don't feel that here. Poisson.
La sole, tu connais la sole? Ça, c'est délicieux, ça.
Bonjour.
C'est un lieu culturel. Il y a, là aussi, il y a des émissions de podcasts qui sont enregistrées. Il y a du sport.
They do podcasts there?
Ouais, il y a des concerts.
Concerts.
Il y a du roller disco.
Uh-huh.
Il y a du yoga. Il y a plein de choses qui se passent ici, ouais.
Oh, so it's like an event center. It's pretty. Nice restaurant.
Tu as une préférence?
Là-bas. So I really need to like process this night because some things kind of came up for me that I didn't anticipate. Like the fact that he and I have reunited after 30 years. I'm off the train and I am walking home. And I'm just processing everything that we talked about. What was interesting was that he talked about the first day that he got to Baltimore. And I kind of touched on this already a little bit, but he remembers that day vividly. And I don't really remember that. I remember my experiences coming here because, again, people always remember how you made them feel. And sometimes people can remember things or recall things that you don't remember. And that's whether you were kind to them or you were nasty to them. And so when someone comes to you and says, you know, you really hurt my feelings when you said this, that, and the third, and you may not even remember it. And you may not even recall, or you may remember it, but you don't recall it in the way that they said it. And your feeling may be, no, that's not how it happened. But people remember things because it happened to them. For me, the lesson there is be mindful that when someone comes to you and says, you hurt my feelings, or I'm looking at the streets to make sure I'm going the right way. You hurt my feelings when you said this or you did this. You may not recall it that way, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen that way. He said how that trip to Baltimore changed his life. I had no idea. And he said it changed his life for so many ways. He said, your family was so generous and so kind and just so welcoming. And he talked about my mother and and of course I can't wait to get home to tell her. And he said it really changed the person that he would become. And I was just like, wow, like I didn't, but I almost could have, even as I'm telling you guys this now, like I could almost cry. There's something really special about that to me. I'm gonna be downloading this trip from my brain for a long time. It really does go to show when you blend cultures, when you really take the time to experience other people, other things, other life experiences, the way other people live. This is why I've been saying forever, and if you've been watching my videos for a long time now, you know that I've always talked about the beauty of travel. And it doesn't have to be as far as France. When you go and see how other people live, it changes you. It opens your mind and your heart and your eyes to so many other things. But he mentioned cultural appropriation. He talked about being really furious at times, looking at what's happening in the United States. He asked me about what's the climate like in the States. And I told him that it's very, very tense. He asked me what was it like after Obama and Trump. The root of racism is envy. I will believe that to the day I leave this earth. The root of racism is envy. It's jealousy, because they marvel at our greatness. And this is why in Book of Jewels, the dedication is to Black people. And in that dedication, I talk about, if you read it, you know this, but I talk about how we're the most gifted, and just like we are the tastemakers in this country. We decide what's hot, what's popping, and they envy the way that we're built, the way our lips are structured, our nose, our skin color, our tone, the rhythm with which we walk, the rhythm with which we move, the rhythm with which we speak, our style, all of those things. He said, I gravitate to it. He said, Black people are just so creative. And then we talked about gentrification. And Alicia, if you're on this Patreon, because I don't know if you are, you asked in one of my comments when I wore those green boots and that green jacket, I had a black one. I have a black one like this. You were like, where'd you get that little purse? First of all, girl, it's a crossover bag. Second of all, I done told y'all 9,000 times that this is all on my Amazon storefront. The link is down here. It's under the fashion link or whatever I call it. That after 30 years, who would have thought that we met in high school during an exchange program, and that 30 years later, because I haven't seen him since then. I say to you guys, that's why it's really important. And I really mean this. It's really important that you allow your kids to experience. You allow yourself to create opportunities for them to learn and for them to grow and to step outside of their comfort zone. Even if they attempt to do something and they don't like it, it's okay. You know, that's all a part of the fabric of their story. And when I think about the things that enriched my life, going away to 4-H camp, coming to France for an exchange program when I was in high school, like those things made me bolder. And so like I've seen your messages where you're like, oh my God, you're so courageous to go to Paris for all of this time by yourself. It makes sense though, when you look at the trajectory of my life. I've always done stuff. I was conditioned to start doing stuff by myself as a kid. So this doesn't feel as scary to me because I went to 4-H, even though I didn't stay for the 2 weeks, I went. And then that gave me the courage to do the exchange program once I got to high school, and I came here for 3 weeks. You know, and then that gave me the courage to go away to Hampton for college. You know, it continues to open up your awareness and your circle, and you just want to go a little bit further. Pay attention to the things that your kids are interested in and give them the space to grow. Hello. Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. I'm Craig TheWriter Stewart, and I'm inviting you to join my Patreon. Don't know what a Patreon is? It's my official video diary with only exclusive content that you won't see anyplace else. It's easy to join. Just visit patreon.com/Craig TheWriter Stewart. Here's what you'll find on my Patreon. A day in my life, whether that's dinner with friends or a typical workday. Live Q&As with members of my Patreon about each episode of the T.S. Madison Experience and what I was really thinking. I'll even bring you on vacation with me. The video will make you think that you were right there. And last but not least, for all of my aspiring writers, I give you firsthand, one-on-one, personalized attention, answering all of your questions about publishing and self-publishing. So what are you waiting for? Join now. Swipe up or visit www.patreon.com/Craig TheWriter Stewart. I'll see you soon. Oh, and one more thing. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Craig TheWriter. Do it now.